Hey, hey, how you guys doing? We're back and let's do this thing. Let's pull up one page to see how everything's going. Hold on. I'm on. Don't lag on me now. All right, there we go. Sometimes my speaker thing doesn't want to work like I want it to. Let's just do a 5-minute one real quick and see what we got. Yeah. All right. We got this, because you know what? I've been practicing my end game, so let's see how I do here. He might play bishop. Oh, interesting. So he's gonna play bishop there, huh? So we're ahead of the clock now. So interesting. So he's going for that, huh? Okay, let's do a pin. He should have castled before he did that. That wasn't a wise decision. That was actually a mistake. Castling was better here. Yeah. Now it's a little too late though. Interesting. So see if I castle queenside. I could just develop my knight. Then, well, if I do that, well, I guess I could develop my knight here and then come back down and attack the bishop. That would be an interesting idea. That's probably what I'm gonna do. No, no. If I do that, then I lose a. Huh. Okay, I gotta decide. Don't be complacent. All right, we'll just play here. First of all, what that does is it attacks this pawn here. So that all right. So he'll take with the tempo. Okay, so we'll take. And then we'll attack here. Interesting. So he's trying to go for an attack really fast and hard. Let's see what could he do. Really, there's nothing. So if I attack his knight, he'll have to reroute. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna attack his knight. Really don't see any sitch at this moment. I don't want his knight there. Okay. Now attack his bishop. Get his bishop out of there. now castle kingside, and I'll, oh, interesting. Let's see, what do we got here? I'm gonna develop my knight and jump in here or there somewhere, and I can get some of this traded off. Let's see here. Attack is knight. You know, you can, I have everything covered, so now I'm just gonna come in here and do this, just develop my knight. Interesting. So he's so I'll just come in here, develop there, attack there. I can always bring my knight right here, and that'd be a good spot. I also have a fork, so on b6, so you got to be looking out for your opponent's move. Okay, there. Alrighty. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Let's just jam. Let's just jam our knight right there. Block this whole problem. Okay. Let's see. So he wants to trade. He needs to trade. His desire is to trade. Okay. I want to get my oh wow, so if he takes there, okay. Yeah, this is not fun. I hate walking into a check, but sometimes you're kind of stuck because he'll take with his bishop and then takes, and yeah, and then queen takes with check, and then I move my king. So I don't really like to do that. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? He can have some pawns if he wants. Remember, this is about winning the game, not about material gain. Okay, I'm down to a minute. I don't like that. I don't want to get down below too much. Okay, let's attack his bishop. Okay, now we're almost equal. He has really only one spot to go to, and that actually loses a piece. So yeah, okay, we'll stop here. That was a good one. Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Okay. Let's go over this game real quick, and I'll show you right where the start of my opponent's slowly decrease in advantage happened. I'll show you. It's right about, let me see, hold on. When he played this move, not there. When he played this move here. That was his losing move. He should have castled. I'm probably gonna say the computer says castling. Yep. Yeah, by moving here, he totally lost a huge advantage. I played there, and then he castled here, and then I took. He took. I took, and then he played right here. No, he didn't play right there. I'm sorry. He played here. I think he might have had a mouse slip or something. That might have been what his sitch was. Then I took there and queen takes. Let's see, what does the computer say to play here? Ooh, takes. Interesting. So takes. Oh wow, I see that now, because now I have this move. And then there. Oh, rook. Which one? Knight or rook? Knight or rook? Knight or rook? Rook. Gotta remember that. When you get to this position here, and something like this happens, and don't just move there. Take, and then take, and then move, and then attack, and then he moves here. Probably up at this point. Yeah. Then if he takes here, we take with the pawn, and now I have this behemoth of pawn structure. So back here after this, there. That was okay. It wasn't the best. So let's see which I think I took with the right one. Yeah. Oh, take with the knight. Interesting. So I guess I get a. Let's see, if I take with the knight, I have an outpost, so the queen would have to come out here. And then I castle queenside. Okay, then because then you're now attacking the bishop. Okay, I didn't know if that was, so I took there, so it actually neutralized. Wow. So I played there, I played back. So everything, I'm playing computer moves, so we're playing correct. So I should have played right there at this moment. Then, oh, knight comes in. I was thinking castles at this point, but that's just me to kind of get my king out of the center. So I think that I would have castled at this point. And I did castle. Wait a second. A there, knight. There. Attack the knight. I think I'm still okay in an advantage here. And he moves back there. I push. So now we're good. We're good. And then now I castle. So everything's operation going. Moves there. Bring my knight in. He brings, and I push there. So perfect so far. So far so good. Okay. I take there. Got it. Gotcha. I was wondering about that. Was a critical point in the game. Okay. Excellent. And then I push. Alrighty. Alrighty then. And then you take back, and now you have a protected pass pawn. So okay. Gotcha. And so I just he played, instead of pushing, he played there. So then I brought my queen up. Oh, I could have fortified the position. I gotcha. Okay, I didn't see that. Sad to say I didn't see that. Okay. That really would have turned the tide there. Okay. Another critical point. So I'm good. So I take there. I push. So everything's good so far. I believe it's that. I hope that was right. Sweet. I did the right computer move then. Excelente. And then the bishop pin. That wins material. He pushes there. And then, oh, it says to take there. Doesn't that, so that's better, okay. Let's see why that's best. I want to see. Okay, here. Huh. And then we'll do a Wesley So game. Hey! So he pushed over there. Oh, and then okay, wait a second. That, no way. You know what? I like pawns, but you know what? Let's just win an endgame. The computer wanted me to grab this pawn, king was over, and then grab another one. I'm like, no way. I do not want to have that knight jumping around. That's a pain of a knight. Just take it. I know I may be down in the computer terms of 2 pawns, but the knight's gone. Hey, how you guys doing? Then it takes, and I'm going to win. I'm going to win the pawn anyways. And so now I got 2. So the best thing to do is you don't want to leave a knight in your camp like that. Just get rid of the knight and win the game. Like right here, there's no hope for my opponent. It's over. It's totally over. But if I would have done like the computer said, oops, and played here, now the knight is alive and well, and I do not want to have that happen. I know I can get my pawns going and all this stuff, but I mean, why even allow this knight to exist on there? Because he could stop your pawns, but back here, I know it's probably not as computer-like. Now these pawns can never be stopped by a knight. They're gonna queen. You'll get your king out, come over here. Potentially, if you wanted to, you could checkmate with the rook and the king. So you have like 3 to 4 different ways of checkmating. Okay. So I wanted to go over with there was a Tata Steel game. I know you guys are probably following the Tata Steel event. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm not, I apologize. There, Wesley So faced a, oops, I gotta get to that. Faced a grandmaster named Jones. I'm sorry if I pronounce. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name very well, so I'll just call his first name Jones, or maybe that is his. I think I will just say Jones. And so he faced Wesley So that's what we're gonna do, and we'll see it from Wesley's side. The reason I picked this game out, guys, was it was how a rook can actually overpower and neutralize a knight. See, Jones got down. They had equal pawns, very similar pawns, and Wesley had a rook, and Jones had a knight, and Wesley was able to neutralize the power of the knight so that it couldn't do anything. And I found that very interesting, so I wanted to share that endgame with you guys so that you know the power of a rook and how to basically make the knight, if your opponent has a knight, how to make it so non-important and then make your king even stronger. So let's go over this now. Now that I gave you a kind of overview, we're going to dive right into this. D4, knight f6, c4, and we'll get to kind of past the opening. Okay, now this was a very critical point I noticed, was this queen move. Very interesting. It kind of, the reason Jones can actually do this is his king's castled. So he can do these this queen move, but I don't know. I might have If it was me, I probably would have developed a knight. That's just my preference. I know that, and if he takes here, that's a very poor move. Because then now you have this all open and these pawns potentially are stopped. I just think it's too, I know why he did it, because this pawn and here, but, and then he can move his knight with a, actually can't because of the bishop here, but you know, potentially there could be a triple attack. He could, or he could just move his knight here or something, or back there, and unleash an attack on the bishop, I mean the queen and bishop. So Wesley decides to say, no sir, we're not doing that. You can have a pawn, but you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my own decision, and I'm going to proceed as power. And so that's why I played that. Bishop comes up attacking the queen. So you got to remember, yes, this queen won a pawn, but now it's out in the opening. It's like, you know, everybody wants this. Everybody wants the queen. These guys are all hammering the queen with power. This bishop's attacking. This bishop, this knight, everything is. This queen is even coming in there. Potentially a rook could come in. So this queen is feeling very scared and uncertain. So he retreats back. The pawn gets pushed. The rook comes to D1 like we talked. He takes, and takes again. So in that's pretty interesting, because he can't take here because of smack. So the queen has to move. I think so. I'm not. I believe. Let me see here. I think let's see, what opening on move 7. Let me see. Is that so that's the main line of the kings. I'm really not proficient in the Indian kings variation thing, but it's pretty interesting for sure to bring your queen out and then allow this to happen to you. Use the book at the bottom. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Wow, you know what? I didn't know about that. Nice. Let's see, the main line. Oops. Move 6. Okay. A5. No, A5's not the main line. The main line is knight A6. Knight A6 is actually main line. Yeah, I guess it is pretty common. Let's see here. That's an uncommon line. That's a third level, so that's not played as often. So that's played. Same. So that's played the majority of the time, castling. So C5 is actually third level down move. Wow, Wesley played a fourth level. It's only been played 77 times. And he did play an very, I guess the second level if you want to think about it. Wow, you can actually go over games there. I had no idea about that. Sweet. So, oh, nice. So this is a drawish line. Bishop E. So it is a drawish line. Yeah, sweet. So you could actually do the London after that. Thank you. Wow. So he did go against principle. So H5 was the one of the lines, the main line. Our F5, our H5 is one of the move sequences. Well, it's the gift the Lord's given me about this stream, so I want to use it to help the chess community get better. So that's the thing. It's okay. Okay, I'll have to use that book. I didn't know that was there. So that's cool. Then I can learn how the Madison attack works, and I can get better in the Madison attack for white. Sweet. So it takes. So they're basically at this point, guys. They're out of book. They're out of book. There may be. I gotta say something. There's millions and millions and millions of games. So potentially this could be a game that isn't in this database. So they may be in book line, but for us, we don't have a game that similarly applies to this. So I don't know if it's part of a prior game or whatever, but it kind of looks very awkward for sure. That what Jones is doing. I know he kind of made Wesley's pawns very unattractive, but still, Wesley's got a pawn that's like on one square away from castling. So, is it worth double pawns? Maybe, especially when that could be dropped on him like a sad state of affair for sure, or something very painfully sad. So he wants to interesting. So okay, I got you. He can't actually play there now because, well, I guess he couldn't he? But then these two rooks guard, so the power of knight to b7 isn't as good as it was before. And so if he trades off and once he reconnects his pawns, then he can hold this much better. Also, it allows a rook. So if this happens, when he plays here, if he actually trades, which he does, and takes back, now Wesley has the ability to do a third defender. And most importantly, following principle, he'll have a rook behind a passed pawn, which this will be a bone in Jones's throat for basically the entire game. It's going to be a headache. How is he going to get this taken care of? So it's Wesley So's main strategic advantage right now is the pawn on a7. So he takes. I can't believe that he took. Wow, he's up a whole piece. Let's see. Would that have been better? Let me see. Oh, he has to take. I see. I gotcha. That's a force. So he moves there. And he can't play here because if he played here, that's not right because of taking, and then he has a fork. And there's really nothing to defend that. So he's forced to take with the knight. I see that now. Boy, it's going to be hard to get that knight out of there, though. Oh, wow. You got to be kidding me. You mean he sacrificed a rook for a knight? Guess he had to though, because he had to neutralize something. Okay. This must be, I remember now, this is where he lost a rook for a knight. That's how that came to be. True. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it is 2 pieces for a knight. Does he have any ideas for like maybe an attack? Because he has this discovery attack, so I guess it is, you're right, it's 2 pieces for a and he also, Jones has, let me see, I think he's a pawn up too, so let me see, I think he's down, let me see, he has 5, so that's 6, so let me see, let me just calculate, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, so there's 12, Jones has 12 pawns, 5, 8, 12, so they're equal, so there's 12 and 12, they have equal pawn count, but Wesley has a rook, and this knight is not looking too hot. In comes, so there, wow, that is so sweet, you gotta love that. And there it is, that's how he got the rook. Now, yeah, I think you're right, I must have miscalculated. Let me see. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, it is. You're right. It is. I miscalculated because that's 6 and he's got 5 pawns. Right. That is 11 and this is 12. Yep, that's right. For some reason I thought Jones had 6 pawns. But he attacks the rook. I mean the knight. And now Wesley's got a huge advantage now with the rook versus the knight and this structure. But Jones does have a potential maybe chance to draw. See if he can somehow get these pawns traded off and get down to this versus that, maybe he does have a draw. But he has to get these guys traded off for these pawns. So Wesley can't let his pawns get traded off. He's got to protect them with all his might. Because if they get traded down, it's closer and closer to a draw for Jones. So there is smart move by Wesley not to trade. You don't want to trade here. You want to keep the pawns on the board because then it's more targets for the rook to attack and the king, and they just work really well together. This knight is good, but it's not as good. This rook dominates the knight. See, that square is gone. That's gone. That's gone. That's gone. So the only squares that are left for black to move to is this one and that one, and those all put him off in the corner. Sorry, there. I had to take that small arrow out and do that. See the power of a rook and pawn and king? They really do dominate a knight if you know how to do it properly. So I saw this game and I was like, this is an incredible game, how powerful a rook is in an endgame if you know how to use it properly. And see, Wesley wants him to take towards this, and then he can play here and open this position up. Takes. And now this pawn's going to fall. Takes. And this is the point at which I believe it was Hansen. I I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name properly. I apologize if I'm not. But him and I don't remember who his the host is of this. They were talking how the knight only has the ability of like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because it has to stay so this pawn doesn't advance and get overwhelming attack. So he attacks. Now they also talked about that this king is going to start maneuvering around and to attack this pawn here. Up. And this knight is not really happy because it only has 2 real points to go to, and they really don't do anything. And potentially, maybe Wesley can pick off a pawn or two and then trade his rook off for the knight and then have a pawn majority. Maybe. And he comes up. And he's stopping that and that. So Jones only has 2 points that he can go to. And now the king's coming in to its lovely position. And now Wesley's going to get ready to either plant his knight here and his king there to wreak havoc on the knight. There we go. That comes in there. F. And then I believe that was kind of the slight mishap they played there. Let's see if you could actually win with pawn takes. Let's see if rook takes. Okay, so that's actually a draw for black. So pawn takes was right. So we are seeing it right, guys. Oh, big time. Oh yeah. Time is a big time I said it again. Time has a impact on the ability for younger and lower rated players to get lose pieces by a fork. So that's why, like, you know how in the game that I showed you I just took bishop takes knight, just get the knight off the board, and I was up a whole rook, so I'm gonna win anyways. Just get that knight off, don't get pawn greedy. So okay, so he doesn't do that. He goes e6. Hey, how you doing? We're going over a Wesley So game. He takes king f6. He's threatening mate now. Moves there. Now the knight has to move. Check. And then his opponent resigned at this point. Jones resigned. And we'll just see what the computer says. So then you take here. And then so then you retreat back and basically you attack. Yeah, if he goes there, you take here, he moves there, and then you snap off the knight, and then you win there. And there's no hope now. At this point, when you have a king close enough to these pawns, just get rid of that knight. Just, you know what? It's worth just giving up your rook for it. Because remember, you're going to gobble it if you take here, and let's say he takes. There's no way that he can get to this pawn. It's too the king's too far away. So by sacrificing the rook for the knight, you were able to gobble 2 passed pawns up like Pac-Man, and then you're going to be able to defeat the king like the ghosts when Pac-Man eats those little big round little dots, and he gets the ghosts and he sends it back. Kind of like starting a new game. Okay, so you guys want to do? What would you guys like to do? Would you guys like to go over another game? A couple games I've played today. Would you like to go over those, or do you want to do some puzzles? Okay, let's do it then. Okay, let's see. Okay, I gotta go to my profile. Let's see. There we go. We'll go. This is an interesting game here. This was a 35 move game. Let's see here. I was black here, and I used the French defense, so I'll go to analysis. And he played a very, oops, I gotta turn this off. He took, and then played there, and then I played, protecting. Let's see, because you can actually see if I played the correct main line. So what level is that? B4 is actually 4th level. Helps white out. So knight F3 actually gives black an advantage. Let's see, what did I play? Okay, I played B4, which is actually an advantage for white. A castle kingside, which is an advantage for him. Taking is an advantage for me. So that was an advantage for me at this point. And there's a couple games that apply to that. Top games. One's where white wins and one is where black wins. So I took there. I castled and he played h6 win. So it's about equal. Let's see if he plays e2, bishop e2. Wow, that's a huge advantage for me. 75% chance I should win. Yeah, it is. And I go e4, so 100% chance of a win for me. And that's totally out of book at this point. And at this point, there's no more books, so. And I just developed my my knight. I takes. Just, develop. And I thought about taking, but I didn't want to open up the, this rook on my position. And its structure is really horrible. So the more, see, I have 2 knights. In Jeremy Selman, you have to go with your imbalance. The imbalance that I have is I want the position closed. So the longer I can keep the position closed, the better. He goes F4. I take. He takes. I think he took. In my opinion, I believe he took incorrectly. I think he. You know what? He took so that he would have a majority on the king side. So it is logical. But this also has some ideas to it because of here. So it gives white some attack, more of an attack. So, but I don't think that was, in my opinion, the best. Because it also made these isolated. So you have to kind of, every move has a drawback. And now I have a fork of here and here, but that's protected, so. I took with it takes there. He moved there, and then I went smack. I forked his queen and his king. Takes, 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 takes. I made a mistake here. I should have played here. I didn't play there. I made two inaccurate moves because we were getting low on time. This is the best move. Yeah, the game's over. Then I played there, which threatens mate, but it's not the. I'll show you back here. I should have before I moved and took the pawn. The first thing I could have done is moved my knight, taken here, and attacked the rook, and then got my knight to a good spot. I don't have that in your stream in my stream title. Interesting. I'll have to write that down. Thank you for pointing that out. I knew I forgot. I knew there was something that I was missing. Okay. Just guys, give me 1 second. I'm not ignoring you. I just want to put this down so I can change it next time when I, later tonight or maybe in the morning, I'll change it so I do pop up. So I have to put this on my .org. Oh, interesting. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I had no idea I had to do that. Now I'll put that in, and I'll be able to come up on the stream. Okay, thank you for pointing that out. That was really, I appreciate that. But yeah, so this this was my first inaccurate move. So I go over the games, win or lose, win or losses, and so that I can learn from them. And I'm improving on my kind of instinct of where to move, when to move. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. You know what? We're in this to help the chess community and use the ability the Lord's given us. So that's, you know what, to get chess out there better, we'll do that. Thank you. So it takes, and that was my. This is an okay move, but better would have been, remember, to take here. Yeah. And here I made a mistake here. So, but I was going for checkmate. I didn't see that. So it was like right in my face. So I still won, but I went through and I played. I tracked this. I played computer moves for the rest of the moves. So, but it would have been a lot easier on me. I could have really, done a lot more damage to the position. So I still won. I played G there, and then I checkmated. So, but it would have been nice. I would have been so far ahead back here by just snapping this off. I would have that. There's no way you can stop it. He'd have to, like, let's see, what could he do? He'd have to play something like that, and then I just take, and then if he comes over, I move, and it comes up, and now there's a threat of mate. There's no way really to stop the mate. You take here, and if he blocks here, that's checkmate one, so he can't block there. Then you bring, I have two pieces, check, then he moves back, and I guess you have mate and two. You could play here. That's a mate and two. So, but there's also a quicker mate in one. So, But yeah, that was a good game. I missed two critical KOs, but I did get the queen, so that's an accomplishment. I'm starting to see forks and time pressure, so I'm getting there. We all can improve, so mainly me as well, because I really want to get my rating beefed up so that I can play in some of those arena tournaments. That they look so fun. So that's why I'm studying. I want to get into some of those quick blitz ones, but I'm not ready yet. So I gotta study and get better first. So the first thing for getting better is you have to admit that you need to improve. So that's a good thing. So let's see. I'll see if I have another one. This was a good game. Yeah. Oh, you don't? Oh, didn't know that. So I'll have to look into that. Wow, that's I didn't know that. That's cool. Oops. What in the world? My bad there. I gotta go back. That wasn't right. Wrong click. Okay, this is a good one too. This one I was really happy with. It was 64, 61 moves, so it got to an end game, and I was able to really take advantage of it. And I was actually a minute ahead in this one, so it was really cool. Tells you if I've been really working on my black playing because I'm really good. I have a pretty good opening with white, but black you need to have a pretty quick, snappy opening. And so that's what I'm working on. And this I had to tell you right here, this move was an error. If he's gonna play the advanced variation, you play that first, then here, then there, and then there. That's the correct move. Oh, cool. That is cool. So this is the correct move sequence. My opponent played the one that isn't because it allows me to get rid of his center. See, in the advanced variation, the whole goal of the advanced is actually to hold the center. So if you're allowed to trade for a side pawn, a center pawn, black's doing pretty good on at that moment. And so he goes f4. This though, this does solidify the position. And so potentially, I've seen players that have played this here, then you play here, and I've seen players play that first. It's okay, but it's not the best of the best. Then you play there. It's actually white's best chance of holding the center from black's like attack of then he can develop his knight, and this pawn's not blocked by his knight, so he has a pretty good amount. Yeah. C3 is more. Yeah, back here. You're 100% right. Let me see. Where is that? Yeah, C3 this is actually a standard line of the advanced. You can go all the way out to like move 5 and be in book line. That's why a lot of players that really don't want to have a big repertoire is right. Yeah, yeah, that's right. You have to see then knight. Yeah, and this gets you all the way to if white plays the advance, black can get to like move 5 in the opening without even thinking. At this point, though, now it changes into certain. You now have to think about how are you going to handle black's or white's pawn structure in the center, because now he's got a pretty firm structure, and Grandmaster Simon Williams says that this is a pretty flexible move, bishop d7. It and later on, if you're wanting to, if he makes a mistake and you're able to get a knight here and a queen here, this move comes in real handy after you get some trades here and here. This bishop would love to, if the bishop's here and the queen comes here, there's actually ideas about sacrifices that you lose, or discoveries that you would lose the queen. But because you have a bishop on d7, you can plant your queen here even though a bishop's here, and you're fine without any discovery ideas. Trust me, it's it's more of a book line that you have to go over, but there's a reason that the bishop gets played to d7 on move, let me see, on move 6, I think. Oh no, move 5, sorry. There's a, that's moves are important in the opening, so you don't want to neglect your opening, but you don't want to make it your kind of your all in all. You want to have a pretty good middle opening. Actually, you want to have an okay opening. Like what my teacher taught me was get a good opening that you master. One or two, it depends. And for both, I'm still thinking of what to apply for my second opening for black, but right at this moment I prefer the French. So, and he says that you want to get into the middle game where there's tactics, and then you want to have a really strong end game, because you can make slight inaccuracies in the middle game and still be able to and still be able to either draw or win in the end game. Hey, how you doing? But this was a really good game about, development. I was thinking if I should have played here, that might have been a better idea. I was thinking about that. I'm like, is that a better idea? Because that does deprive him of spots, and I can jump in here. But I didn't like that I didn't have anywhere after that. I'd have to go here and here. And so if he played there, let's say he moved his bishop and he was able to play here, my knight is kind of stranded. This over here does, hey, how you doing? This over here does take, when the knight moves to c6, it gives it more of a flexible move idea, and also allows for the bishop to come out. So there was that idea, and I didn't really like it for my play. This was really cool. This bishop move, I loved to play that one. That was so cool, because then now I can crush his pawn structure. I can make it really sad. Okay, well, you know what? We'll pick up mine after this. Not a problem. Let's see. Oh, okay. We'll let me see. Yeah, let's do the Alpha Zero game, and then I'll come back and do mine, because mine's a little longer. So let's see here. How many? Oh, about the same as mine. Okay, so Alpha Zero is white. Do you see how they're more pattern orientated? Yeah, on game 8, yeah. Oh, I had to choose game 8. Oops. Alright, game 8, gotcha. There we go. Yeah, exactly. So, oops, we gotta change that board. We gotta move it so that we are on Alpha Zero's side of the board, so we can take a look to see what. Oops, I want to turn off the computer. We'll turn it back on later, otherwise it's a distractant. Okay, there. So far, okay. So it's a Roy Lopez. I noticed that a lot of the computers that are very high rated, like the Roy Lopez, the Berlin Defense, they really prefer doing the Roy Lopez. I think it's because there's a lot of different lines that are in there. It's one of the oldest openings, the Roy Lopez. So, yeah, Alpha Zero is very interesting of a engine. It learned chess in like 4 hours. I was like impressive. I think it was from the company who did AlphaGo. AlphaGo. Where did I learn the French? It's actually from my teacher. His name was Nate Garingo. Yeah, he was a really strong player, and he taught me the French. And also, I approved on his teaching as well through Grandmaster Simon Williams. His nickname is Ginger GM. He loves the French as much as my teacher did, so I watched his Killer French 1 and Killer French 2, and that really helped Ginger Grandmaster Simon Williams' Killer French. He's got like a 2 series that he goes over it, 2-parter. Really informative if you want to kind of know more of an attacker's point of view of the French. That's a really good one to get. So castles. So night. Yeah, this is Bobby Fischer kind of did this line on players. It gives white a slight advantage because of the structure. Like if you were able to trade off all these pieces here, I remember I forgot who told me that, but if you could trade all these pieces off and you're stuck with this structure as black, white has a slight advantage because of this structure. So it's not wise for Alpha Zero to trade off into an endgame unless he either fixes this structure or somehow, I don't know, gets a better advantage or something. You just have to keep that in mind with the Roy Lopez. Structures in the Roy Lopez are huge. I'm not really the Roy Lopez is cool, but I really have it's not to my preference, I guess. Because there's so much information you have to go over to actually learn in the lines. And the French is very I guess I like it because it's you can pick it up really quick and then learn tactics and then progress from there. And Grandmaster Simon Williams also said, yeah, exactly. He also said that he was able to get to, I think it was IM strength, Grandmaster Simon Williams, by just using the French. So you like the Italian? Yeah, that is an interesting opening too. You know, I like that the reason I like the French is it has a if you, the opponent doesn't your opponent doesn't kind of know what's going on in the French, you can really turn the French into a really firecracker of a game. So it could be really fun sometimes, but if you inaccurately play the French, you'll be feeling the pain of that opening for a while until you're able to neutralize white's advantage. You have to break the center in the French. That's basically the idea. But if your opponent doesn't know about all this stuff, you have a pretty good advantage. Oh, not a problem. Yep, exactly. It's fun to play too because then you're not so worried about also book line. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's something that I prefer because I was taught that was kind of my first opening that I was taught. So maybe that's the reason I like it. Because I get, it's kind of like when you get taught the first thing, it's like really cool and you get excited about it. So that's what you want to do all the time. Oh, beating the French. Ooh, I don't know how really to. I know how to, as black, defeat white, but beating the French, that's a pretty good thing around that. I'll have to look into that, but wow. There's a lot of different ways to beat the French, but with white, you got to know those lines too. Exactly. Okay, this is really interesting for black. Now black is really he's got control of the position. One thing that he has, guys, if we notice some, he has the light squared bishop too. So if I was Alpha Zero, I would start trading off my pieces and kind of get to a knight versus bishop in this area. And Stockfish is going to want to not do that. He's going to want to, the computer's going to want, or engine is going to want to keep the position closed because he has the two knights where Alpha Zero has the two bishops. So you have to weigh your imbalances like Jeremy Silman talked about. You have to say, oh, I got two knights, my opponent has two bishops. What should I do in the position for white? What should I do in the position for black and white? And then you can kind of just sit there for a second and go, I remember. I remember what Jeremy Silman said. He said, oh, if I have two knights, keep the position closed. And so then you come up with an idea around your imbalance. And if you do it properly, you can win a lot of your games by learning the imbalance principles. Okay. There we go. So, yep. Smart move. Oh, nice. That was well, I'm not sure if that was actually the best idea. Probably it was because these computers calculate and they're like over 3,000 plus. But Stockfish's idea is to keep the position closed. I think I get now what it is. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's such a really good idea. Maybe let's see back here. Maybe B6. This is just I haven't researched this line. I'm just thinking if I was to play. I do see the sitch though. There is a double attack here, so if he took with the bishop, takes, and then takes. Alpha Zero does get an isolated pawn, so you have a sitch with that. So I don't think he wanted an isolated pawn. Yeah, so I think that's kind of why he put a little bit of pressure on. Yeah, it does. He also wants to trade off his doubled pawns so that he can kind of get an equal position. I understand that idea, but you just got to be very careful if a human wants to play. Just be very careful when you allow this. Allow this to happen because remember, there's pockets for the knight to jump in, and Stockfish can actually get maybe a knight into one of these two spots. It's going to be pretty hard to do, but maybe later on in the game that might become a soft spot for Stockfish to get a knight in there. It's always got to remember that. Also, it takes a pawn off of the color of Stockfish's bishop, so give and take. B6. Wow, this is impressive that Alpha Zero made his dark square bishop very bad. It looks like a big pawn, or a tall pawn, as Jeremy Silman says. He did do one thing though, guys. He made his light squared bishop very, very effective. By this move right here is an excellent move for his light squared bishop, because now the light squared bishop can come to life. So you have to remember that this pawn here, this spot here is really strong. Also, bishop b7 is a good move too, because then you have the ability of breaking with c6. So yeah, I root for Stockfish too, but AlphaZero has a stronger engine capacity, so and it's quicker, and supposedly it can learn from its mistakes more efficiently than Stockfish. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't have AlphaZero, so I'm not sure. Hopefully someday they'll let it out and we can use it to improve. So maybe. G6 could be played. There we go. Okay. G6 is an important move because Jeremy Silman also talked about knight infiltration points. G6 takes away black's soft spot on f5. But remember, every move has a drawback. The move allows for a knight to drop into h6 maybe. So you just got to be very careful the moves you do, because each move has a weakness to it. Just be very, very careful the moves you play. You're going to hear a lot from me, weaknesses, drawbacks. You're going to hear a lot of that because that's the basis for chess, is who can make the opponent give more up than you lose. And eventually enough of those give ups for your opponent of advantage, you win. My teacher once said, if you don't make a bad move, you don't have to worry about losing. So I'm really working on living up to what he said on that. D1. Oh, AlphaZero has kind of a sitch. I used to have a problem with bringing my A rook into the fight, and my teacher would joke with me about that when I win games, because he trained me and I do really good in over the board games. He says, I know which games you are. I won't even have to look at which side you're playing by your rooks on the other side of the board, and you still win. It's incredible, he says. So that was the big our joke about for me to learn how to coordinate my rooks better. That's the big joke. He says, "Remember what I told you?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, I remember. I need to bring my other rook in." So that's what I did. Yeah. So this is actually very beautiful. This is a beautiful structure for black. I was wondering there for a while, but now this really is a powerhouse game. There's no weaknesses on AlphaZero's position that at this moment white can take advantage of. So, like, there's no infiltration points. That's really hard to get to. I don't. That's going to be a long time getting a knight here. And this knight really can't jump in because of these two pawns. These rooks have no open files. This queen is blocked in by everything, and even if it tries to infiltrate here, it can't because of this bishop. So every soft square that AlphaZero once had is all sewed up and ready. And so now he's the one that has the attack. So you have that, and so Their Stockfish is trying to find weak points. Like that's a weak point, but really it's not. He let the white squares open. Let the white squares open because white hasn't. Yeah, that is true. Right. That is the truth because this bishop is okay because later on you can get this bishop going with f5 takes and then push, and then you have this monster of a bishop. So this bishop is not really bad. It's okay. It's an okay bishop. But if it was like back here, it would be a terrible bishop. So Alpha Zero's getting ready for, he's getting everything. If I was Alpha Zero, I'd probably play H7. Double up rooks here, and then jam a knight there. Oh, he moves back there. Interesting. I guess because he wants to play here, and there's actually how many attackers? Yeah, so Stockfish is preparing for this attack to happen. That's why he brought his bishop back. And then he's moving back and forth. F. Oh, whoa! Wow, that's a powerhouse. That's a good move. Really good move. Now Stockfish has no counterplay whatsoever on the queen side. It's all Alpha Zero's attack now. He's the one that's going for it. Man alive. You don't want to do there we go. It's funny how computers move back and forth. It's yeah, I think that's funny. And there we go. Now comes the mighty knight, and it comes. And then if this happens and takes, you can actually move your king over and triple up maybe, and then go for the knockout on white. So he's preparing also for that infiltration point, so that if the knight comes here, he can actually take back. Oh wow, he retreated his knight. Let me see. What's his idea with that? Maybe he's just going to repeat a couple times. Or maybe, oh, that's what it is. He gives his dark square bishop. Maybe it's a rerouting for bishop. Yeah, that's what it is. Sweet. That's a good find. You know, yeah, we have to be on the lookout for these ideas. That's a stellar setup because the bishop could actually go to E7, then knight go to D6 with a mega attack on these monsters. Yeah, that's a stellar move, man. Because then you still have that idea. You have this knight here. It's getting prepared for that push. This bishop is getting ready to take there. Yeah, this is all Alpha Zero. Totally all Alpha Zero. Oh wow, so he moves his queen instead. Interesting. Let's see, what's that idea now? I think it prepares to push here, but I think that's a little soon, so let's see. Oh, so he brings it all the way back. Huh. Guess there's no real reason to unblock the position right at this moment, so they probably could play there or something. Oh, so the knight comes in. So you know what? It really doesn't matter if he was here with the bishop or there at this moment. There's no real spot for Stockfish to enter. Well, I guess there is here. But then this knight can actually trade off and lock the position. So yeah, Stockfish is really getting choked for moves. It reminds me of Game 6 with Bobby Fischer when Bobby Fischer deprived Boris Spassky of breathing room. That's what the news said was that he was taking the oxygen from Boris's pieces. That was the phrase. So let's see. So he's moving his knight. Stockfish. You can't infiltrate there. You're not going to get any infiltration points. That's like impossible to go there. Yeah, white. What? This is a joke. What counterplay? Oh, that is funny. In this position for white, I don't think there is a word right now for counterplay. White has this is pretty sad. White started out with a half move advantage, and now black's the one with a huge majority of a advantage. And computers love to just squeeze. If you get in a position like this, they'll just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and really take you. Let's see. What do you say? It simply stops white counterplay in idea. I call it swinger. Yeah, that is an interesting idea for sure. Then he moves his king. Bishop comes in. So Stockfish is trying with all its might to queen. Let me see, queen here. Let me see. Swap his king and rook play. Interesting. Yeah, I guess he wants to castle by hand. Boom, 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 and because this is actually more safe here. Right. There's still no point of entry for. I guess there's really no point of entry. No queen can get there. There's no point for the queen to get in, so he doesn't have to worry about any soft spots here. And he's also threatening, like what you're saying, c1 attack. d2, that clogs the area, yeah. He's winning a pawn, so. Takes. That's pretty interesting for sure that they can maneuver their bishops. That takes a lot of thought for that to happen. It's really interesting though. This potentially is a draw because opposite color bishops have a higher chance of draw rate. So maybe that's what Stockfish is trying to count on, that. So takes, yeah. Now this knight is locked down to these pawns, and all the bishop has to do is get there, and he can actually win a pawn now. Huh, interesting. So potentially this could be an idea here, but the only stitch is that, because then if takes here, then he has there. So you got to be very careful with this. and that's why this knight actually moved. I see that now. It stops that. He just takes now with that. Interesting. Wow, I can't believe he let that happen. I should just move back, just, you know. But I think now the sitch is that. And if the king like moves, the bishop would give itself up in this position. Because the knight in this position is more powerful. You wanna actually trade off here. Yes, the pawns are on the opposite color of your bishop, but does it have any really infiltration points to get to? No. So black's up a huge pass pawn. Then you have here, you have there. There's so much attack. So takes. Just AlphaZero has too much. It's way too much. Then there goes pawn. If you know how your bishop, if you know how they all work, then you're good. This is so overwhelming. These two pawns are gonna so overwhelm white. So I'm not sure. I don't know if I would have taken. But yeah, I guess you could take there. Wow. And yeah, it's a pretty good time for white to call it a day and say, you know what, let's start a new game stock, AlphaZero. 1 second, I'll be right back. Why does I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm glad you guys are on. You know what? It's all about, you know, a group, us as a professional group. So you know what? If I figure this, if the Lord wants people to come, they'll come. And I'm glad you guys are on. So we're doing this together. Right back. Alrighty, we're back. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, so what do you guys want to do now? Would you guys like to do some puzzles? Okay. Alright, let's do your own. Alright, let's give it a shot. Oops, I have 2 of those. Let's take a looky. So, oops. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Interesting French. It's a French I haven't seen before. So, that's interesting. I didn't know there was a bird invasion. Boy, I can't believe White did that. He's totally violating all French play. Oh wow, it transposed into what potentially strangely looks like an advanced variation, except the knight's not here. So, boy, White is really not doing good. Wow, nice expansion on the queen side. Nice. Oh, nice, nice. That is full squeeze totally on the queen side. Nice. Taking advantage of a pin. And you want a pawn as well. Sweet. Let's see. Let's see if you take here. I guess you could take there, can't you? Yeah, you don't want to do that. There's no real point to do that. Why give up a piece when you're doing that? Yeah. Nice castling. That's perfect because now the takes doesn't do anything. Oh, nice. There's more and more and more piling of pressure happens. I don't know, maybe you could have played there. That maybe just full lockdown. You have such a strong setup. Oh, wait a second, you can't. Well, let me see. You'd have to infiltrate here and there. Yeah, I guess that kind of does give you a little bit of a sitch, doesn't it? So that gives you this actually gives you some infiltration points. So it's not all locked down for White. I see that. Let's see, what happened? Let me see. Did I miss something? Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so too. That's exactly right. Because at first I looked and I was like, this gives you more of a bishop infiltration. Actually, all you need is 2 moves and it's into to the heart. So they're interesting. So you don't take with the bishop. I guess you could do that, huh? Why didn't you take? That's interesting. I'm not sure. Why didn't you take? Let's see. I'm trying to see why you didn't take. I don't really see any sitch with not taking. No, I mean here. Because what pawn is pinned? Well, I don't know. I might have just, hammered away there, but that's just kind of me. I'm just more of a, crunch, attack, smash. I'm kind of more like Simon Williams. I'm more of a crunch. I can't believe he did. I can't believe he let that happen. He should have played here. At least try to save something. But I guess then you have that. But true. Yeah. I like to go for a huge attack, but it's I kind of am more of an attacker, so that's my whole thing. I like attacking. I have to work. I'm working though on being more positional. Those puzzles are really helping me not be so fast to move. Well, the only reason I say anything about taking was it just puts more sting to the attack. I don't know. I'm you have that always, but that's the only thing I was just wondering. It's not bad. You're still winning. You're like totally winning here. You have so much attack. It's not funny. It's not even funny here. Yeah, you just got so much. So it's just like big time attack. Yeah. And look at this isolated weak pawn too. You have such a wonderful pawn structure. It's like that's like totally beautiful. If of a pawn structure, this is a wonderful pawn structure. What book did you read? What book did you read? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that question. I'm not sure. There. Okay. Oh, nice. Huh. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that could be. Huh. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I was just trying to find. Yeah. There's, yeah. Nice. Trying to see how. I apologize for not speaking, guys. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that we can. Man, no. Sweet. I can't believe you walked into that. He should have played here. But then you have this here. Oops, my bad. Sorry. Gotta erase that. You have here. And you still have this mate. Yeah, that was a good game. Good game. So that, thank you for the game, guys. Thank you. That was cool, Fox. Thank you. But I can't wait, guys. We're 8 points away. Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. That was an excellent game for. See, guys, did you see how that was set up? That back here. We'll go back to the game a little bit here. Come on. All right. Let's go. Where's that? Where's the critical part? Where's the critical part? Hold on. Let me see. Nope. Okay. Here. Right here. This was a critical part in the game right here. With this structure, is this type of a structure, guys. If you can get, you're totally winning as black. So just remember that. Okay, we'll do puzzles. But that was a great pawn structure. You used it to max effect, and it came up a win. Good job. Alrighty then. Now we could also do some puzzles like we like. Let's see here. Do we have any discoveries? Potentially there's this idea here. And then if bishop takes knight, we can actually take their check. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Let's make sure of this, because I believe that we do win the rooks, but I'm going to set up the board just right here. Just give me 1 sec. I got 4 pawns over here. Sweet. I don't have to go sort through my other stuff. Okay, I got a queen and 2 rooks. We should win the rooks, but let's see if our calculation is as good as we know. So 3 pawns. I don't need 4 pawns. That's funny. think I got it. Nope, I need one rook. Okay, let's see here. What? Knight c6? That's interesting too. Oh, okay. Well, we'll finish this one up here, and then we'll do that one. So queen takes c4. I see what you're saying about this. I know why this works now. Guys, the reason queen takes here works is the knight covers this square here. See, it wouldn't work. This takes wouldn't work unless this wasn't covered. Because it is covered, then this will fall. Actually, these two will fall. Let's see, is there anything that he could do if we take? Is there any counter? So we win this rook. So we win on the spot. Let's see, and then after queen takes, oops. After queen takes, we take here check. King goes to e. E7. Sorry, 1 second. Did I set this up? Okay, I believe that you're right on this. Oh. Really? Huh. Ah, that was my goof there. I should have seen that. It was right. That was right in your face there. So, but we'll get those back. Don't worry. Don't worry. But we gotta go. I promised I'd go over a game, and then we'll get back to our tactics. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, this is a quick one. Nice. Okay, Italian. Okay, let's see here. Nice. So far, so good. You got a. There we go. Takes. You're setting up perfectly. That's excellent. There. Oh, it's. I apologize. It's Killer Move 8's game. So here, so there. So you're good. Wow. Cause I don't think you could. Yeah, takes doesn't work because it's smack. And then it takes, and yeah, nice discovery pin. Yeah, there's like no hope for the player. I think if he plays there. Wait a second, my bad. Let's see. Well, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. That I don't think there's a. Oh, here. That's funny. I missed the queen thing. And you just take here, and it's game over. Good job. Good job on that. That was true brute force of an attack. Nice game. You gotta love those type of games. That was fast. That was like a 18 moves. Man, you don't get to see a takedown that like that very often. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mikhail Tal would be happy with that game for sure. Oh yeah. That's one thing that we all have to work on: initiative gaining. Okay. Now we're gonna hit this hard. We're not going to move until we know what we're doing. I don't like. I can't believe we missed such a simple move. That wasn't fun. Don't move till you see it. That's our new principle. It's actually from Searching for Bobby Fischer. It's what Bruce Pontifini told Josh Waitzkin's when he was playing in the big tournament. He kept saying, "Don't move till you see it. Don't move till you see it." And then he goes, I'm sorry, I don't see it." And then all of a sudden, all the pieces get knocked off. And then he sits down and he looks over into the court, and the kid's like, "Well, what's he looking at?" Then he sits down and focuses down and sees, I think it was like a 12 move combo. It was really impressive. In the end, he actually skewered from, I think it's either I'm not sure if he was black or white, I forgot. He queened on A8 or H1, I forgot which one it was. And the king was on the diagonal, and the other guy queened as well, but the king had to move, and so the queen went over and got it. He offered him a chance to share the title, but he chose not to because his position looked so good. But actually, it was losing, so That's why you got to be careful with a position that you think may be winning. Look farther into the future and see if it actually is a winning position. Let's see here. Okay, so we moved from a b4 to d5. b4 to d5. Okay, let's see. What do we got here for a position play? I was thinking c4. But I don't know if it's fast enough though. Oh yeah, that's good too. So if we played queen g3, f6, rook takes d, so f6, rook takes d, queen takes d, g takes f6, g takes f6, queen to g4, queen g4, check, king f8, knight g6, check, king e8, we can't do queen takes e6 because if we do, the queen will take back and we don't win anything. So I don't know if that's 100%. We'll check this out. Let's get this set up one more time. One last time. Let's see here. I gotta get my rook set up. Do I have everything set up almost? Okay. Let's see. Okay, if we go c4. Knight knight db8. sure if that's let's see what we got here. Trying to see what we got here. It's okay, not a problem. Don't worry. We're all in this as a team, so let's see here. Dum 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 dum. Oh, you got it? GTC. Let's see. That's right there. So if he takes here, and then if he pushes, probably we could. Maybe play. We might even be able to, after he pushes, play queen to. No, I don't know if that's 100% correct. Well, maybe it is. No, or do we just take at this point? Can we just take the pawn here? Then if he pushes up. Then at this point, probably knight there. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That is interesting though. I think it's something to do with taking though. I have a feeling about that. So if takes and then he pushes, what do we move? We move queen to e4. Queen e4. Interesting. Yeah, then potentially he's going to have to play at that point. I'm not sorry. Here, queen e4. And if he plays queen takes pawn here, queen takes f2. I guess we have pawn takes after his king moves. Not king moves. His king's here. So the queen would take. I apologize. Let's see here. I don't think so. The queen would take there. Yeah, then you take. Then if he takes here, you take. So yeah, I see. Because you actually at this point, when you take back, you have two passed pawns. So potentially he'd have to after takes. So this is a casual. Just one sec. And then so knight d7. What happens after knight d7 if his king? What happens? What happens? Where does he move his queen? Does he move it there? Just one second. Oh, interesting. So takes. So takes. Rook to g1. What if he plays after here h7? King h7. Maybe we can actually attack. We might be able to, if he does that, play knight d7. But what if he doesn't go to f? What if he doesn't go to f8 though? Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Let me see. Well, hold on. He does have one push though. So if we did check on e5, if we checked on e5, he could actually push with F5. So we'd have to probably check on D3, and then F5 would be played. So maybe it's not a check, maybe it's a slide over. Maybe it's queen after that, queen. So knight takes F7. Is there any counter to that? So hold on, let me see. Let's reset this up and see if we... Ooh, boy, this is a sitch for sure. See, his idea, guys, is to, we have to be really careful because of here. He can actually take there, and then that's a fork on our queen and our all of our pieces. And so if we played here, he took. He'd have to take there. I'm wondering if it's not queen to f3, guys. Guys, I'm wondering if it's not queen f3. No, queen f3 fails. Because, well, let me see. Queen f3, knight takes, queen takes, knight on c3. Then if queen takes there, we actually win a rook. So queen f3, I think, is the move that wins on the spot. Because then he can't play here. He can't play knight takes c4, which is what, or c3 is what he wants to play. We could play queen takes. After that, we could play queen takes. And then he plays queen takes queen, pawn takes, and rook takes. And I think that we have that there, and I think that's it. We have to be very careful about this knight right here coming in here. Takes on c3. let's see. I think, let me see here. I believe, let me see. I think though if we take, guys, I think there's a problem if we take. He has queen to, he's got queen, I mean knight to G, or F4. So let's say we play queen F. Okay, queen F here. C7. G takes C. Queen takes knight. Queen takes knight. I think that is the move. Now that I think about it, I think there's no other move that has any power. Let me see if we play it. But the only sitch I see is doesn't he have a sit? Doesn't he after takes here? Doesn't he have that though? I guess that is right. Yeah, I like pawn takes pawn. Yeah, that's the move. You want to check the 3 lines? Okay. Oops. Then you win the queen, so that wins the queen. So takes there. Oh, queen, okay. Gotcha. Queen f3. Hold on, let me get back. Let me get to that point. Where's the move sequence that you put in there? I want to make sure I did it right. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Gotcha. There. G takes. H takes. Rook G1. G3. King E7. G6. Pawn takes G6. Queen takes G6. Yeah. Takes and we lose a knight. I think we lose here. No, white doesn't. Oh. Oh, can you send like a 10-minute game or just a straight up 15-minute game? And you play. Yeah, you can. Let me see here. Hold on, my bad there. Let me get. Hold on, gotcha. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I gotcha. I see. If he takes your own, that's an interesting find for sure. Interesting. That's a nice find. You'd have to play there. Okay, I'll give it. We'll do a casual. I'm gonna play one casual game. And then you did a great job there. You did excellent with that that find on the. Yes, I'm going to do my best here. Let me see here. I don't think that was good. Let me see if I take there. Huh. was dumb. That was a dumb move there. Oh. Wowzers. Let's see here. Yeah, it's really. Wow, this is pretty intense here. Yeah, I like hammering home here after. Yeah, because yeah, he doesn't want this to open up. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun for him if it did. So, oh boy. Let's see here. What do I want to do? Just lock. I have to just keep this position closed. I hate having to do that, but I have to just keep it closed because if I don't, I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I'm like, I want to get my rook involved first. He's gonna try to come in here, so I'm gonna have to play f3 at this moment right now. Yeah, that's the only move that holds. Yeah, I have to get my pieces together because this is not doing pretty good for me at this moment. Oh, I missed that. Drat. Okay. That was my fault there. Wow. I should have, drat. What should I have done here? I probably should have taken the takes here. Mm. Oops. Huh. One second. Wait a second. Oh, there we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay. How do you rematch? Cancel. Oh, casual. I'll do a 10. I'll give it a shot. Oh, I'll try one more. Just one more. So I'll give it one more shot. And then we'll end. Oh, you want to play white? Okay. Okay, just moving. Okay, yeah, okay. Do one more, whatever happens. Oh, wow. That was a blunder. Wow. I did not see that. Wow. Yeah, that's not fun. But we'll still win this, don't worry guys. Yeah, I should have castled. I kinda got pawn greedy. Yeah. I was going for the KO, but I didn't count what I had. Yep. I saw that at the last moment. I was like, hmm. Let's see if we can. I don't think so. This, let me see. I don't think so either. But you know what? We're gonna, let me see here. Let's play there, see what we got. Let's see here. I don't want to. Arg. I don't like having to take there. That is horrible. It's not what I want. Yeah, I'm not playing to my to the fullest of mine. Ay ay ay. This is not good. see, is there anything that I can do that oh boy. Excuse me. don't think this is panning out too well. Good game. Hey, you know what? We'll keep that as a draw. Good game, man. Well, I gotta tell you, it was fun playing, guys. And you know what? We'll pick up here next time. We got to do an Alpha Zero game. So you know what? Never give up. You know what? You played great. Keep up the good work. And with that, guys, I need to log off. I'm like really tired. At a big day today, but I wanted to get on and be with you guys. So that's the main thing. Okay. So, as Wesley So says, through the Lord Jesus, I say, God bless, guys. I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Remember, keep studying chess, keep getting better, and also only look back to learn. Don't dwell in the past, and keep pushing forward. Okay. Just remember that, and remember, there's always a plan to position. Even if sometimes you make multiple mistakes, you sometimes have an opportunity to turn the tide. Do it. Okay. Have a great rest of the night, guys, and be blessed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.